it is now time for the L's. Have 3 rows of those, starting here with a personal favorite, the Labyrinth soundtrack featuring David Bowie. I keep this separate from the Bowie because he doesn't do all of the music. But you got Magic Dance, Chilly Down, some good stuff. Then we have the Ray LaMontagne portion. Got a few of his on vinyl. Was able to see him several years ago at the Civic Center Theater for that tour, Supernova. And then we've got the Zeppelin portion. So 1, 2, my favorite. 3, I have 2 versions of, because this is an older one that has some alterations to the artwork, and I believe it has the engraving in the dead part of the wax that you only got on the first issue. So then Led Zeppelin 4, Houses of the Holy, Physical Graffiti, and then the soundtrack for Song Remains the Same, and a really nice 4 LP box set of Mothership where everything was remastered and sounds awesome on 180 gram vinyl. Played this one the other day. This is Ben Lee, Ripe. And then I've got a few John Lennon ones. This is the Phil Spector rock and roll album, Double Fantasy, and Shaved Fish. Then we have his son, Julian. I hear one of his songs, the Too Late for Goodbyes, number 1 on side 2. They play that at work every day. Less Than Jake, we have the Greased, which is their version of Grease. Borders and Boundaries. The Gainesville, Florida album, which I also have in a 7-inch single box set spread across a bunch of those with some B-sides. But this is much more convenient to play. And then See the Light. This is a compilation called Let's Beat It that my Uncle Howard had, and I listened to a bunch as a kid. It's pretty much like a greatest hits of the 80s. It's got Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney, Cyndi Lauper, The Cars, Journey, Age of Quiet Riot, Fogelberg again, The Police. I mean, it's like 1986 in a time capsule, basically. Huey Lewis and the News, Sports. This is an album I don't have the jacket for, but the vinyl was in good enough shape, and it was gold vinyl. It's Jerry Lee Lewis duets, so I decided to keep that. Then we've got some Gordon Lightfoot, If You Could Read My Mind, Summer Side of Life, Endless Wire promo copy, not for sale. And then Gord's Gold, which is like a double LP best of. This one I have for one reason. This is the singer from Kajagoogoo, Lamal. And he had one song in the 80s that everybody of my age knows, and that is the Never Ending Story song. So that's why that's in my collection. Then Limbeck and Limousines. I saw them open for Weezer. They were a 2-piece. Synthesizers and drums. It was a fun show. Okay, and we've got Linkin Park Meteor. I still need to get Hybrid Theory on vinyl. Then we have Minutes to Midnight, Thousand Suns, and then Little Richard. And then greatest hits of him. Lone Bellow, got to see them do a CT session years ago. Took my dad. That was a lot of fun. Lonely Island, first 2 albums. Looming, another band out of the Springfield area. Saw them at the Limelight. They were going to be a Drunken Lullabies band and guest. We just never could nail down a time for them to get over and record. So I just have the signed vinyl. Love and Rockets. The Levin Spoonful. If you don't know why they are named that, Google it. Lucero, 1372 Overton Park. We've got Women in Work and All a Man Should Do. Lucero is a great band if you don't know their music. Followed by Skinnerd, Second Helping. And then finally, Street Survivors with the Flames. And that will do it for the L's. Stay tuned.